Hang Time is part of the Globally Balling Network, and you can check out our social media. That's facebook.com/globallyballin. Instagram, don't forget to follow us at Globally Ballin Official. And don't forget also to tweet us. You can tweet us your suggestions of who you want us to interview in all kinds of sports here in the Philippines. That's at Globally Ballin. And for all of our sports fans, we've got more shows for you here from the Globally Ballin Network. We have the Globally Ballin podcast, an eternity of basketball, hang time, and who the heck are we? Just check it out on our YouTube page. That's at Globally Ballin. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time we release a new video. And we have a new network show. Help us welcome Who the Heck Are We for sports opinions and stories. It's available on Spotify and on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. If it's still not enough that ball is life, well, for all our shoot lovers, basketball lovers, we've got an eternity of basketball just for you, provided by the Globally Ballin Network. Again, available on Spotify and on YouTube. And for a quick and easy way to find us on all of our social media and all of our different shows, you can check it out. Our link tree that's on the site right there, and you can find the link at the top of all of our show descriptions. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hang Time with me, Denice Dinsay. And for this episode, we're joined by former Blue Eagle and now UP fighting Maroon. I would have never imagined I would say those words in introducing our guest for today, Brix Ramos. Brix, long time no see, no talk.
Long time no see, no talk. Yeah.
What a move. How are you? That was some bomb drop, huh?
I've been great. Just been in the bubble, preparing for UAAP. We've been here for about 3 months already. Just getting accommodated with the team, with this new kind of setup. Staying in a bubble. Not being able to go out, having like practices every day. It's really different. It's not like the usual seasons wherein we get to have games against other schools. Now it's just practice with the team and then straight to you up na. Yeah.
How is it like, Brix? UAP finally after
6 years.
after so many years, the dream is finally very much within hand's reach for you.
Yeah. It's a mix of a lot of emotions, honestly. Because like you said, it's been a lot of years since Ateneo. I've been trying my best to get into the lineup. But sometimes opportunities don't always work out.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm here in UP now. Who would have thought?
That is like the plot twist of our friendship that
Yeah.
I never saw coming.
I thought I was gonna graduate in Ateneo, pero I'm here in UP right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, staying close in Katipunan naman. you know.
At
least it's still in the brotherhood, the Katipunan brotherhood. But we talked about how you were in Ateneo since forever, really.
Yeah.
And your roots were established there. You grew up there. Your friends were there. You were pretty sure that your career in basketball was going to be built there.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the beginnings of Brix Ramos in Ateneo. Like, how was that like? With all the optimism before life happened.
Before life happened. Well, I started in Ateneo High School. I graduated there, and I played for the basketball team there as well. I was part of the junior UAP team, and my senior year there, graduation year, we won a championship. So it was like a big opportunity for us seniors going into college, winning a championship. So that's sort of like a big thing back in high school. And from the looks of it that time, kaya naman maglaro for Ateneo. But I went straight to Team B my first year in college, and I was part of the training pool in Ateneo. First, I think Coach Tab's first year, I was already there.
Yeah, we met during that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, you were a freshie.
So young pa.
Whew.
How old was I? I think 18.
I don't know, but like
Mountain.
I was gonna mention nga na parang oh, your voice is like deeper now when you talk with like there's calmness. Before when we would talk, you're like super energetic
So, yeah.
and like you're giddy and then a lot of laughs and parang has like when you see each other, we're like hey. But then now
Yeah.
it's
Been
very
through a
calm,
lot.
Brix. I'm sure. I'm sure. But that's what I wanted to ask. Like, you end high school well.
Mm-hmm.
You think na you can make it. And at that time, Ateneo, of course, is Ateneo. And
Yes.
Coach Tab coming in, you've seen how they perform. You've seen also the kind of name that they were making from themselves. And yeah, you told me before, the optimism was there. And,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be part. I was going to be part. And then all of a sudden, it didn't happen, So to be dealt with that kind of disappointment, fresh off from all the dreams that you had coming into college,
Yeah.
what were you going through? What was going through your head? How was it like?
Well, that was my second year kasi in Ateneo. I knew I had a really good shot at making the lineup that time. But I think about 2 to 3 months before UAP started, I injured my ankle during practice. And it was a mid-foot sprain that caused me to sit out for 4 to 5 months. I had like a boot on. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Be walking around school with the boot. Sobrang frustrated. I was really frustrated that time because I would watch practice. I'd just sit there and I'd think to myself, like, I could have been part of this group of players. I could have been part of. I think that was their first year that they won a championship.
Yeah, I think that's 80 na, 80.
Yeah, season 80.
Yeah.
And ayun, I was dealing with a lot of stuff. I was going through a lot. It messed with my head. I was really sad that time. I was frustrated with myself. Like an opportunity that what could have been, but then it didn't happen. And I think that's when I started to kind of go downhill.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't taking school as seriously after that. I would like go out much more often. My priorities that time changed, and that led me to I think I failed the second semester of second year. So coming into third year, I was under probation, which meant I couldn't play. Yeah, and then that's when I think I was a bit depressed even at that time. I think sila sumang game. They know about that. So ayun, I was really sad. Like my basketball dreams and hopes were parang felt like they were gone na. I felt like I missed my chance. And then fast forward to second sem of third year, my high school coach, Coach Jho Silva, actually called me up.
Oh, Coach Jho.
Yeah, because
that was when he transferred na.
when he transferred to UE, he was coaching for UE.
Yeah.
He heard about what happened to me, so he called me up. Kinamusta niya ako. He asked how I was doing. And then he asked me if I still wanted to play for UAP. And of course, that gave me hope again. That made me, feel like, oh, the dream isn't dead yet. I still have a chance at it. So I said, of course, coach, if if for sure na makakalaro ako dyan, why not? Like, I know it's not as great a school as Ateneo, but at least I'll still be able to live my dreams. At least I'll still be able to chase my dreams. Sorry. So, ayun, we talked over the phone. He said, sige, come practice with us in UE. See how it is. So I went over to UE, completely different culture compared to Ateneo. It was really, really different. And buti na lang I knew a few players there. Like Philip Manalang, Jan Sobrevega, to name a few. So I kind of had some friends then there. And it was nice because they welcomed me also. Like they weren't as how to put it. They weren't mean or anything. They weren't
or cliquish.
Yeah, they weren't naman. So ayun, welcome naman ako. And during my first year of residency in UE, things went pretty well. I think I adjusted pretty easily also there, despite it being sort of like a public school vibe.
Yeah.
It's UE. Like, as if you're a player
of
there.
course, you come from Ateneo.
Yeah. Like, the way people treat you there is completely different, not like in Ateneo. So, I was just like a bit shocked for the first few months, but it was, it's still a chance for me to live my dream. So, yeah. And then, I think a month before the next season started, where I could have played na. There were problems in management kasi. Actually, Coach Joe didn't coach na the next season eh. It was Coach Lawrence Chongson.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Parang
one
at
with
that
the
time,
lock.
Yui was going through a lot of things. Like,
Yes.
sobrang, I don't know if they were in transition or what was
Honestly,
happening.
malaki problem sa management eh. Like, I don't want to disclose everything.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Coach,
Management in itself is hard already.
yes. Coach Joe gave me a heads up na lang about a month nga before UAP started. He told me, Brix, like, alam mo naman mahal kita, I've been looking
Aw.
out for you and all that. Sabi niya, I think you should leave na. Like, kasi sa nakikita niya, he won't be able to coach next season. And he knows na, like, the reason why I went there was for him, to play for him. And ako alam ko rin yun. So, sabi ko, oh nga coach, like, nakikita ko din sa management, like, what, us players felt that there was something really going on. Like, we could see it, we could feel it. So, he asked me, anong school gusto mong puntahan? Like, where do you want to transfer? I can help you. And at that time, I didn't really have an idea of where I could have gone. Like, I was just like, this is after you transfer, parang last na yun eh. I thought
That's
na last
true. Yeah.
chance ko yun. And naalala ko, we had I think, Phil Oil game against UP. And then Coach Bo was the coach there. Naabutan ko pa ata si Coach Bo before. And Coach Joe was coach under Coach Bo when he was in Ateneo.
Ooh.
So, parang they talked. And then Coach Bo made a joke na, oh, ano Brix, lipat ka na dito sa amin sa UP. Kailangan namin ng point guard. And then I said na, Joe, pwede coach, pwede naman. Pero Coach Joe was there and then we were just laughing. Parang, dito na ako sa UE. Tapos, ayun, when the month before UP started, Coach Joe said, you want to transfer to UP? And I said, pwede coach, kasi, UP's a great school. I still wanted to finish my studies.
Yeah.
And growing up, I've always wanted to finish with a sports-related course. Like, going into college, I looked at UST kasi it had PT. I wanted to take that course. And sakto sa UP had a sports science.
Sports science.
Yeah, which was perfect. So, ayun, Coach Joe talked to Coach Bo, and he's the coach here. And I got to practice with the team. And then I had a lot of close friends here in UP as well. Kobe Paras, sila Richie, sila Juan. And I knew, I think, most of the team already. So I started practicing with them. Sila James, sila Noah, ayan. And when my first practice, it felt like home. Like, it felt they were all very accepting. Like, it didn't even feel like I came from another school. So, and I made my decision to transfer to UP after coming from UE. And 3 years later, here we are.
We're here.
I was supposed to play na, but then the pandemic happened. And ayun, finally, after, basketball returns, here we are.
How is it like, Brix? Parang your life went up, down, up, down, and then up again. That's honestly like a lot of psychological warfare.
Yeah.
And emotional also that you really get into. And how did you avoid just staying dun sa down part? How do you always manage to keep going back up? Because that's a lot, like people always say na dreams die in the PBA or like professional league, but a lot of them don't realize that it's actually in the UAAP. Like a lot do aspire, but a lot fail to make it. But you kept on.
Yeah, I did.
What was your motivation? Like, how much really did UAAP mean to you that to have that kind of will?
Well, it was really hard, honestly. Because I think about 2 or 3 times I was on the verge of giving up. Like, Ateneo, tas UE. When I thought everything was going well, everything was going my way, things still didn't work out. It was really hard to not lose hope. But, well, kasi one of the people I look up to my whole life is my brother. And my brother used to be a player also.
Yeah.
He actually played for the Philippine team under 16. And then coming into college, I think it was Coach Bo, the coach that time na parang na politika siya that time. And I saw how my brother, like you could see sa eyes niya na when he plays basketball, it wasn't like it was before. Like you could see na his dream died after not making it to the UAAP.
That's true.
So, ayun, like those are one of the moments that I always think about, and it keeps me going. Like I want to be able to make it for my brother, for my family. I want to make them proud. I want to show them, this one's for them. Kaya ko to make it, out here.
And it's so amazing because, a regular person would take those signs as a sign to stop and maybe pursue something else. But instead, you took it as a sign to keep persevering. And now you have, as you mentioned, found your home. Now,
Yes.
tell me more also, like being able to find a home, especially after everything that happened when you thought Ateneo was your home. And it turns out that it is possible to find a new place to belong, new family where you are welcomed. What did that do, I guess, to your confidence, to your, mental health,
Yeah.
to your emotions? Like, tell us the moment na parang yung catalyst that proved na, wow, okay, like, I can make my way here. And this is actually where I can also bring the dream alive again.
Well, it's surprising. Like, ayun nga, I thought all my life na back then na I was gonna end up in Ateneo, graduate in Ateneo. Tapos napadpad pa ako sa UE. So, I tried to adjust and do my best to make it feel like home. Pero it still didn't. And then coming into UP, it was close to Ateneo. Katipunan pa rin, Katipunan areas. I think that did a lot to make it feel like home as well. And it was honestly the community that made it feel like home. Like the way they accepted me, the way they were there to help me, especially after coming from, a lot of ups and downs. Ayun, it's something that I never really expected. It's crazy to think that, things don't always go as you plan. Things don't always go as you expect them to do. And what I thought was once my forever home, the place where I would end up, hindi pala. This is the place where I'm meant to be.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Na parang where you start, like, doesn't always mean that's where you'll, like, end. So, we say hi to your roommate, whoever that is.
AJ Madrigal.
Now, since ito na nga, what a perfect segue that your roommate is sneaking in. Tell us more, like, what can we expect from the UP Fighting Maroons this upcoming season that we're very much looking forward to? New faces. A lot of new faces.
A lot of new faces. I think more than half of the team, they're new players, kids, mga bata ni Coach Gold. And it's honestly, you can expect it to be an exciting, a fun, exciting team. I feel like, I'm not gonna say the old ones, but the experienced players, kami, me, Noah, Richie, James, AJ, J-Boy. It's a beautiful mix of the experienced players and the rookies because we do have a lot of kids, and the thing that they lack is experience. And I feel like as the experienced players, as the veterans of the team, we're able to teach them, we're able to lead them on the court and off the court as well.
Has it sunk in that you're an old player, you're the experienced one now this time around?
A bit. Well, I get to talk a lot with Coach Gold, and those are a few things that he reminds me of. That among the other 2 point guards of this team, the thing that gives me an edge is my experience for the game, and he always reminds me to teach them, to help them learn, to help them grow. Because as a young player, it always helps having someone to give you a different perspective. Like when you're young, you don't always see everything. You're not sometimes you're just too focused on the emotions of the game or what's going on. You're not really able to see everything so clearly. So I guess that, that comes with experience, that helps, us experienced players.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I think it's not just like when you talk about experience, it's not just your experience of the game, but also your life experiences. You've matured a lot. Disappointments does that to us. It always causes growth. And now you're I would say really one of the key players because of the leadership role that you're about to take on.
Yeah.
Any pressure? Like, being used to just being the youngest and then having trouble finding your footing. Now here you are trying and establishing yourself.
I guess there is a bit of pressure, but I like to think of it as a privilege to feel this pressure. Like you said, most of my college basketball career, I've been trying to find my footing, trying to fit in, trying to get into a team. And after 6 years, after everything I've been through, I think, all those moments really prepared me for this. Like, I know I wasn't how I used to be back then in Ateneo, or I was still very young. Like, now, I feel like I've really matured and I've accepted my role, even if, like, I say I don't get as much minutes as the other players. I still know that I can lead them off the court. I can help this team as a leader. More of off the court things, and even on the court when I play, it's more of a composed. Yeah, not like before.
Now, if as we end this conversation, how would you, if you were going to do like a before and after yourself, parang Brix Ramos before was like this, and now I am this.
That's a tough one, but I think Brix Ramos before would get carried away by his emotion easily, especially on the court. I think back then, if someone, or if a player or a coach like shouts at me or gets on me, I'd lose focus. I lose my mind. Parang I let my emotions get the best of me. But then now, the Brix Ramos now is more, more mature, more able to deal with those kinds of things, like not letting those things get to him as easily as before. It's more of looking at the game at a different perspective, not necessarily just the X and O's of the game, but character, heart, the things you don't really see on the stat sheet. Yeah.
The unquantifiable ones, and I'm sure that you'll be able to contribute those and more this upcoming season. Now, last breaks, I guess, a request, maybe words of support or like encouraging words to send to supporters of the UAAP fans, the UP fans, especially those who have already been making TikToks with you guys. So let us know what you have to say to those who will be supporting you and will be watching you guys.
To those that will be supporting and watching our UAP games, thank you so much for your unending support. We really appreciate the things that you fans are able to do for us players. We hope that you continue to support us. No matter what the team goes through, I hope that you guys will always just be there for us.
Yes, your friend. I'm glad that you're here and to just see your growth. Like, I know it's been a long time since we caught up, but I'm glad that it was through this interview. And I, for one, am excited to really see you go up and beyond. And I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brix, really so much for your time, for being so candid, really, and sharing your struggle with us. I mean, it's very humbling of you, and we're very much privileged to capture your journey to where you are now. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you again for your vulnerability. And we're excited to see your heart, your passion, this newly improved Brix Ramos this upcoming UAAP season. Thank you, Brix.
Thank you, Denice.
Thank you. Hang Time is sponsored by Cuts Apparel. So that's with a Z. Follow them on social media at Cuts Apparel PH and hit them up for your company and sports uniforms and button down biking polos. That's at Cuts Apparel on social media.